Alright, hi guys, you're welcome to another video. I wanted to make a quick video about the TGMAs. Also, I'm always this close to saying VGMAs, so forgive me if I say VGMAs instead of TGMAs like half of the time. The Telecel Ghana Music Awards. The Telecel Ghana Music Awards 2025. That is the 26th edition of the award show. It happened just this last week on Saturday, 10th May. Today, I want to react to the winners. I'm going to go through a list of the winners and we can have a conversation about who deserved it and who didn't and why, who got what. Alright, so I'm going to start from the Record of the Year award, which went to AC, also known as AI. So apparently he changed his name from AI to AC because so many people were calling him artificial intelligence, which is really funny. And it would be pretty interesting in this day and age with so much AI for him to be called AI. AC won it with his song titled Can I Live? And the song, it was released 2 years ago actually. Well, according to the video on YouTube, it was released 2 years ago. I was going through the definitions of the award categories according to the Ghana Music Awards website, and a lot of it seemed to be very focused on popularity, except for certain categories that are focused on very specific characteristics of the award. For example, the Lifetime Achievement Award, it doesn't really need popularity, like it needs you to be a legend. The Music for Good one also is not about popularity, it's about social impact. It's sort of like a CSR, corporate social responsibility kind of award. But yeah, the nominees in this category were Kofi Kinata with Antiama, Small God featuring Black Sherif, Fallen Angel, Fachame by Kwabena, Kweku Smoke, Holy Ghost. And so the criteria here, and I was reading from the TGMA website, the Record of the Year is adjudged by the Academy and the board as the most outstanding artistic song commercially released in the year under review. The record may not have enjoyed commercial success, but must have quality production value. So this is where, you know, the popularity, the commercial success, the quantity doesn't matter. There's a focus on quality more here, which, fair enough. Can I Live deserves it. I can't think of any other song that deserved it better or deserved it more. So let's go to Collaboration of the Year, which was won by Kiddy featuring Black Sherif, Lomo. And this is one of the most popular songs of, I guess, like the ending of last year and the beginning of this year. Like I still hear the song being played all over. According to Ghana Music Awards, Collaboration of the Year is the song adjudged by the Academy and the board and the general public as the most popular song commercially released in the year under review through the collaboration or featuring of 2 or more Ghanaian artists. The song must have generated public excitement and enjoyed a lot of patronage from the general public. Yeah, but competitively speaking, I'm wondering if there are like other songs that received maybe more popularity from the audience. It would probably be Favorite Story by King Promise and Sarkodie and Olive the Boy. But I do sort of see how Kiddy and Black Sherif took this award because King Promise did take other awards, so I feel like there's an extent to which they try to even out the winners so that, you know, Obia Benyebi Matias here. So fair enough. Best Afropop Song. The nominees were Kwesi Arthur, Fefe Nefe, King Promise, Paris, Stonebwoy, J, Black Sherif, January 9, Small God featuring Black Sherif, Fallen Angel, Ara the J featuring Black Sherif, Jesus Christ 2. So now that like I've mentioned Ara the J featuring Black Sherif, I would like to say that if the Collaboration of the Year wasn't so focused on popularity, I would have gone with Ara the J featuring Black Sherif. Like that would have been my choice. I feel like it was an interesting collaboration. Ara the J is one of those artists that has been grinding, you know, steady and consistently for a while now, and it's nice to have seen him have a song blow up like that, and to see him work with another artist that is having maybe probably the most prolific artist right now in the industry. And so for me, it was great for him. I liked the song and it was a nice collaboration, and so I guess if you ask me, that was a better collaboration. But back to best Afro pop song. Strong songs in terms of popularity, and Black Sherif alone has like 3 nominations in this one category. Like, he occupies 3 of the nominations, and so you would think that he would at least, like, the odds are in his favor obviously, but it was given to King Promise. I don't have much to say about this. Best Afrobeat or Afro pop artist. The nominees were Kiddy, Kamido, Olive the Boy, King Promise, Mr. Drew, Last Mid, and King Promise won. I personally would have given it to Olive the Boy because I enjoyed his Afrobeat songs more. But King Promise also, his album had a lot of Afrobeat influence, and he has really been one of the artists that has been really like staying true and consistent with the Afrobeat sound, and so fair enough. The next category is Best High Life Artist, and the nominees are Kofi Kinata, Fameye, Kwame Eugene, Sister Fia, and Kwabena. The winner was Fameye, but my winner is Kofi Kinata, simply because of the very beautiful High Life album that he released last year titled Kofi O Kofi. Kofi O Kofi is just so purely and very like foundationally high life. Like, I would have given it to Kofi Kinata. I feel like Fameye is more so hip life than he is high life. The next category is Best Album or EP of the Year. And the nominees are Kweku Smoke with the album titled Kweku Jesus, King Paluta with the album titled Give Time Some Time. That's a beautiful title. Stonebwoy with the album titled Up and Running, Kofi Kinata, Kofi O Kofi, King Promise, True to Self, Team Eternity Ghana, Testimony. And my favorite album out of all of these is actually Kofi O Kofi by Kofi Kinata. The album that won is King Promise's True to Self, and I've heard the album, and it's a nice curation of Afro pop and Afrobeat music. I think that a strong contender was definitely Kweku Jesus by Kweku Smoke, because I listened to the album and I see the appeal. I'm not huge on struggle music, simply because, well, I do like struggle music, but if it's in an album and it's consistently just that, like, the album is a little depressing. Just listening to how intensely and passionately he speaks about being a young man who started from nothing in these Accra streets is not easy. The storytelling is so heartbreaking, Charlie. Like, listening to the album, I was just sad. You can't go wrong rapping about struggle in Ghana. Like, one thing that Ghanaians relate to very well, almost automatically, which is sad, is struggle music. The next category is Best High Life Hip Hop Artist. The nominees are Amerado, Kweku Smoke, Black Sherif, King Paluta, Sarkodie, and Medical. And of course, like, Kweku Smoke deserved it with that very purely hip hop album with a hint of hip life here and there, but like, it's very hip hop. It's a beautiful album, and I think that he deserves this award. But I am a little surprised that Lyrical Joe was not nominated here. So let me check what the requirements are for Hip Hop Artist of the Year. The artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity in the hip hop genre. The artist must have commercially released a hit single. So you really don't need like an album or an EP to win these awards. You just have to have a single that was popular. But Lyrical Joe was not even nominated, which is pretty interesting. I feel like he deserved a nomination in this category at least. The next category is Best Afrobeat Song, and the nominations are Olive the Boy, Asylum, Last Mit's Pool, Kiddy featuring Black Sherif, Lomo Lomo, Mr. Drew, Sneaky, King Promise, Favorite Story, Beast Trap, Yesu. I actually think that the winner deserved it. Olive the Boy won it, and I think that it was pretty deserved. I don't have much to say here. Next category is Best Hip Hop Song. The nominees are Joey B's Princess, Kweku Smoke's Holy Ghost, Kwao Kese featuring Kofi Mole, Aboyo, Sofo, Black Sherif's Kilos Milos, Sarkodie featuring Beast Trap, Amen. Beast Trap and Osei Krom Sikeni, Fly Girl. And the song went to Holy Ghost by Kweku Smoke. And my favorite song in all of these songs is actually Kilos Milos by Black Sherif. I love that song so much. Like, I'm surprised. I hate it when artists do this thing where they leave some of their best songs that were released right before an album of the album. Like, you're thinking that it's a single, but then they don't put it on the album, because I'm wondering why Kilos Milos is not on Iron Boy the album. I mean, they put January 9th on the album and they didn't put Kilos Milos. Or shut up. The next category is Best Rap Performance, and the nominees are Eno Baroni, No Manual, Kweku Smoke, Holy Ghost, Ochiame Kwame, No Competition, Sarkodie Bragg, Lyrical Joe 5th August in 8, Flo Kingston, Kin is Back. So I actually listened to all of these songs. The songs that stood out to me when I listened to them were Eno Baroni's No Manual. Like, she sounded really pissed off, like she was rapping about the industry and problems that you face in the industry and how, I guess, corrupt it can be, or it is, and how hard it is if you don't have a machine backing you. It's a similar thing that Flo Kingston raps about, as well as Lyrical Joe. And so I found myself just thinking, like, I need you guys to start mentioning names, because it's like people are shading people, and I just want someone to like fuck sneak dissing, first person shooter. The winner here was Holy Ghost by Kweku Smoke, but I would have gone with Lyrical Joe's 5th August. When I listened to that song, I was like, wow, yeah, this guy can rap. Like, and it says Best Rap Performance. I understand if it says like Best Hip Hop Song, which Kweku Smoke won. So I think that it should have been given to Lyrical Joe in this case. Best Female Vocal Performance. The nominees are Nana Asiedu with Defe Defe, Lordina the Soprano, Simply Trusting Every Day, Esther Goodwill, I Choose to Praise, Titi Owusu, Nobody, Mimi Africa, On Fire. Now, I just want to talk about Titi Owusu. I think she's one of the best vocalists we've had in like the last 10 years, and she's been in the industry for so long. Oh my god, she was on what's it called? Vodafone Icons with Sina Soul, and she has such an amazing voice. And I just hope that she keeps grinding and she keeps releasing music, and she makes really beautiful music. And yeah, the winner in this category was Esther Goodwill, I Choose to Praise. I listened to all of these songs and I actually do like I Choose to Praise by Esther Goodwill, but I need you guys to go and listen to Lordina the Soprano right now. Like, that song, Simply Trusting Every Day, is beautiful, but her voice, oh my god, I was blown away. And if I was the one choosing the winners, I would have given her the win. I can't believe that we have such talent in this country. You would think that Ghana is all like struggle music, Afro dancehall, and all of those songs, or maybe just your normal kind of gospel music, but you hear artists like this that sort of fly under the radar not every now and then, but like a lot. Next category is Best Male Performance, and the nominees are Kofi Newell, Do Not Fear, Emmanuel Judah, Aseda, MOG Music, Ahode Fofro, and AEC, Can I Live, and Joe Metal. So I listened to all of these songs that were nominated in this category, and Joe Metal obviously has a beautiful voice, but I actually don't think that like this was... I feel like there were better vocal performances in this category. I would have gone with Emmanuel Judah's Aseda, which is a beautiful song, and the way that they perform it, like the synergy between him and his backup singers, the delicate way that they sing the song. I need you guys to listen to these songs. I'll try and like add them in the video, but Charlie, like, people have voices. Like, people have voice in this Ghana. You think they don't have, but gosh. So Hip Life Song of the Year. Hip Life Song of the Year nominees are Eno Baroni featuring King Paluta, Soja Go, Soja Come. Soja Go, Soja Come, Soja do with you. Black Sherif's Rebel Music, Telenke featuring Beast Trap, Bad Feeling, Ochame Kwame featuring Kwame Eugene, No Competition, Sarkodie's No Sir, and Lyrical Joe featuring Kwame Eugene's Enter. The winner here was Telenke featuring Beast Trap. This category really had me questioning what exactly is hip life as a genre, and I think that I'm still trying to like figure it out, and I'm still doing my research. It's not like I didn't know, but I feel like hip life as a genre is a lot more specific. And so I just found myself thinking some of these songs in the category don't really fit. Like I don't know, some of them are just like Afro pop songs where someone raps, and that doesn't make it hip life. For example, the song good, what's the title? Everybody give glory. I'll search for the title, but that song is Sarkodie featuring Kwame Eugene, and that song is not hip life. So I think I'm still out. You know what? I'm going to try and do a hip life video and just see what I come up with as far as my understanding of hip life is. Maybe I don't know the genre as well, but I did find myself thinking that I don't think some of these songs are hip life. Some of them are Azonto. For example, Bad Feeling gives me Azonto vibes and it does hip life. Yeah, even Rebel Music. Is it hip? I don't know if that song is hip life either. So it just had me thinking, like, what is hip life? Yeah, but the winner was Tulinke featuring B-Strap, Bad Feeling, and I don't necessarily. I love that I love that this song won it, but not because like of the song necessarily, but because like I am such a huge fan of Tulinke, and I feel like there's a lot more that he can give to this industry. And it's nice to see him get, an award. It's nice as a fan of Tulinke. The next category is High Life Song of the Year. The nominees are Kwame Eugene, Canopy, King Paluta, Aseda, Famea Very Soon, Amirado, Abronoma, Rap Father featuring King Paluta, Odobi Bad, Kofi Kenata with Efie Kuma, Broken Heart. And I think that the most high life song here is so obviously Efie Kuma, Broken Hearts. Like, seriously, that's my winner. But the win went to Aseda. And some choosing or using popularity as a metric if you have nominees that all fit into the category. But I think sometimes not everybody fits into the category. And also there's like a quality imbalance in that there's a song that is so obviously so much better, but one that's not that good wins because popular. And like, that's fine, but like, it means that with popularity you sort of can just get away with anything, which is true for like a lot of society. But as an award show and an institution, really, I wish that the Ghana Music Awards board would maybe try to balance quality and quantity, quality and popularity and commercial success a bit more, like to make it a bit more level in their considerations. I think it's these kinds of awards, like these kinds of recognitions that we give to these artists and their music that contribute to they have a direct impact on the quality of music that are released in the country, or the quality of music that we hear, as well as like how we carry on our legacy in Ghana as, really, honestly, in my opinion, the best African country when it comes to music. The next category is Songwriter of the Year, and the nominees are Eyisi with the song Can I Live, Kofi Kenata with Samai, Alchiame Kwame with No Competition, Olive the Boy with Asylum, Team Eternity Ghana with Diffie. And Samai is definitely very deserving, but I couldn't help but wish that Can I Live by AEC won, simply because I feel like AEC has been grinding, no pun intended, for a while now, and I think that, he deserved more than a few awards, okay? So I do wish, I see Can I Live, the song, as being a very interesting composition with like a hook that's just instrumentals. I think maybe last week I was listening to Iron Boy by Amachi Dede, and that, like, the instruments, especially the trumpet, just had me thinking, oh my god, like, I miss music where the instruments were just as prominent as the lyrics or the vocals. But Samai by Kofi Kenata is a beautiful song, so I don't really mind like that. The next category is Telecel Most Popular Song, and the nominees are Olive the Boy, Asylum, Kiddy featuring Black Sherif, Lomo Lomo, Last Mates Pool, King Paluta's Aseda, Black Sherif's January 9, King Promises Paris, Team Eternity's Diffit Diffit, and Stone Boy's Jijiruju. Jijiruju. And the win actually went to King Paluta's Asida, which honestly, like, point me to a song that was a lot more popular than this song. I think that Diffit really had its moment, but I think it lasted for all of its popularity did not have a lot of longevity in the year under review 2024, and so deserved a nomination, but I do see how it wasn't winner. I mean, King Paluta's Asida is still all over the place, it's everywhere. That song and the song I did not pick it, I pick it. So I'm not arguing here. I think it was deserved. The next category is Best Reggae Dancehall Song, Amirado featuring Samini Ankonam Remix. Stone Boy's Psalm 23, Ras Kuku's Road of Evil, Samini's Chemistry, Jupiter's I Keep Winning, and Molly and Silent Addy, Shake It to the Max. As with most categories in Ghana Music Awards, this category is awarding popularity more than anything. So I guess because Stone Boy was probably the most commercially successful, Stone Boy's Psalm 23 was probably the most commercially successful song. I'm seeing Molly and Silent Addy and I'm thinking Shake It to the Max is still trending. I don't know if maybe because it picked up more so early this year rather than around that time. Maybe that's why it didn't win, but nomination deserved because it's a very nice, wind your waist kind of dancehall song. My choose or my pick would have been Amirado featuring Samini's Ankonam. The song is so beautiful. It's a beautiful reggae song, and Samini really does his thing here. He shows you why he's one of the top 3 reggae artists we have in this country. And I do want to say that I appreciate how Samini has stayed true to reggae music because that's what he started with, and he's sort of really the person that introduced reggae dancehall to Ghana, and I'm so glad that he still does it. He really could have been one of those artists who tries to adjust to trends and what is popular in order to stay relevant, but he seems to really be staying true to what he's interested in, and I respect that a lot. Now let's finally come to the main category of the whole night, which is Artist of the Year, which was won by King Promise, and the other nominees were Stone Boy, Black Sherif, Kweku Smoke, Joe Metal, King Paluta, and Team Eternity. There was so much debate about this, there was so much conversation about it. And it seemed to be the majority of people really believe that King Promise should be the one to win. Oh, I don't know if maybe it was more so the media that was more in on the side of King Promise. Stone Boy had a good year. Black Sherif, yeah, but Black Sherif didn't have an album. And even though the criteria do not require you to have release an album in the year under review, I just feel more effort, if you're gonna be given an award like Artist of the Year, it should definitely be because you released a project, not because you had a single that did well. As long as you have 1 or 2 commercially successful songs, then you can win Artist of the Year. I feel it should be a bit more competitive than that. It should be required of artists to have released an EP or an album before they can be nominated for Artist of the Year. But yeah, King Promise won. He also released an artist. King Promise won and he released an album. I keep saying artist. Kweku Smoke also released an album. I think King Paluta did too. I don't really have an opinion on who should have won, but I do have thoughts about why King Promise won. And I don't think it was necessarily because of the year that he had under review. I think that it's because of the cumulative years he's had in the industry. And the fact that honestly, last year was not very competitive. We are giving you this award because of all of these years that you've been in the industry and you haven't won the award. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm if this is his first win, and it is actually, because I was going through the Artist of the Year wins in the last 25 years of the GMAs, and King Promise has never won, and he's been in the industry I think for about maybe 10 years at this point. and he has been consistently good, but I don't think he has ever really been so strikingly and you can't help but give it to him. For example, Black Sherif releasing an album in late 2022 and then winning Artist of the Year, and I think Album of the Year the very next year, and that's like 5 months later. It's because of the way that he really broke out in the industry. I wouldn't say that King Promise had that kind of strength. King Promise has sort of had a very, I would say, stable presence in Ghanaian music since he broke out, but it hasn't been anything that has been outstanding enough that it would be competitive. Do you understand? I don't feel like his presence in the industry has been very competitive, maybe until last year, and I think it was probably more so because the year in general, the year under review, was not as competitive as previous years have been. Why? And it sort of feels like maybe it's just time to like give him Album of the Year, since, you know, there are no Sarkodie's or Black Sherifs or Shatawale. And Black Sherif is there, but he didn't really have a very strong year. Nomination makes sense because, you know, he's gotten to this point where he's sort of one of those artists who will consistently have a commercial presence in the industry. But I don't think, and like I said, I don't really think that if you didn't release an album you deserve to be nominated even. So that if maybe King Promise has won before, I do think that King Paluta would have taken this. I think that maybe King Paluta does not have a lot of political backing, and that's me being a little, you know, speculative, but I think that the politics plays into it as well, like the networking and the maybe machine behind you, as far as campaigning and marketing and all of that is concerned. Kwaku Smoke really also had a very good year, and I think he did pretty much everything right. So I think he would, you know, he is just as deserving. I really think that the only thing that King Promise has over all these other nominees is all of these years that he's been steadily grinding and having enough commercial success to be deserving of a nomination, but maybe not to be a very competitive winner. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve it. I'm more so trying to contextualize the why of his win, trying to understand why he won when there are like other nominees that were just as good and did commercially maybe just as well and would have deserved it just as much. We have like 5 people or like 5 nominees here who broke out like in the last 5 years, and so, you know, King Promise, I think he was given the award because he's the older brother, and Stonebwoy has gotten the award 2 times already. 3, maybe 3 if you count the 2019 one that was revoked. So in conclusion, this wasn't a very bad year, but it's definitely not one of those years that had me wanting to sit in front of my TV and, you know, find out who wins what. I think that the commercial part of it, the popularity, commercial or criteria, should be balanced out more with quality so that we can have people who are really, really great at what they do also receive some recognition. Otherwise, if we keep just focusing on, okay, who's popular, like what's the most out of all of these nominees, like let's give it to the person that was the most popular, let's nominate the people that were the most popular, then we're just going to have people with great talent sort of fly under the radar. The Ghanaian mainstream, it tends to get stale. It tends to overplay a certain trick that works for a while, because I find that the Ghanaian underground is a lot more interesting quality wise than the Ghanaian mainstream. The Ghanaian mainstream is so stuck, like it's everybody doing pretty much the same thing, and once something starts to work or start to trend, they leave one like bandwagon and then join the one that's working, and then they'll ride it sad till it doesn't work, and then they'll leave it and then join another one that seems to be working. So this has been my reaction to the TGMAs 2025. Yeah, maybe I'd have more to say about this, but I'll try and like create a conversation around it at some point. Go in depth into the TGMA verse and just sort of like look at it a bit more critically. I'll catch you in my next video, which is going to be about who we don't know yet. Thank you so much for watching.